Owen slumps on the worn couch, the city's neon glow painting shadows across his tear-streaked face. His phone buzzes, her name flashing on the screen. A message, a photo, a truth he can't escape. In that instant, heartbreak becomes fire, and a quiet, burning hunger for revenge and redemption ignites deep within him. The camera follows Owen through the narrow corridors of his cramped apartment, walls lined with scattered notebooks and half-drained coffee cups. Every corner whispers of late nights and tireless effort. His eyes, sharp, focused, alive, scan a vision board pinned above his desk, filled with sketches, numbers, and dreams that stretch far beyond these four walls. Owen is not just ambitious. He's relentless. Every step he takes carries the weight of his promise to himself. He will rise. The apartment may be small, the city may look indifferent, but inside him burns a fire that refuses to dim. Even in silence, his heartbeat speaks. Determination, echoing through empty rooms. We see him pacing, talking to himself, rehearsing pitches for ideas that don't yet exist. Every failure, every setback is just fuel. His hunger isn't for comfort, it's for change, for proof that a man with vision can carve his destiny from nothing. This is Owen. Hungry. Determined. Unbreakable. The scene opens on a sunlit cafe, Owen watching her laugh across the table. Her smile curves effortlessly, and the sound carries warmth that once melted the edges of his hard, determined world. She was his anchor, the spark that made late nights bearable, the soft presence that reminded him life could be more than struggle. Her hand brushed his as they walked through crowded streets, and for a moment, the city seemed alive just for them. She was beauty in motion, captivating and magnetic, the kind of presence that made him believe in love and in himself at the same time. Every shared dream, every whispered plan felt like fuel, igniting ambition alongside affection. But beneath the charm, a shadow lingered, a smile that sometimes felt too knowing, a glance that carried secrets. Love, once a warm fire, began to burn unpredictably. It fueled him, yes, but it also hinted at betrayal waiting just out of sight, a storm he could not yet see. Their connection, their desire, would soon test every ounce of his strength, turning intimacy into a crucible of pain and awakening. The night stretches long over Owen's tiny apartment, the hum of the city below blending with the clatter of his laptop keys. He's exhausted, eyes rimmed with dark circles, yet he keeps going, juggling 2 jobs, pitching ideas, sending emails, chasing every lead that might inch him closer to the life he's promised himself. Every hour feels stolen from sleep, from comfort, from fleeting peace. Meanwhile, her words echo in his mind. Why can't you just settle down? Why can't you be normal? The laughter and warmth they once shared now twist into pressure, a reminder that love can sometimes cage ambition. Owen wants to hold both worlds, but every step toward his dream seems to stretch the distance between them. Peers whisper behind his back, mocking his late-night grind, calling him reckless, naive, unrealistic. Doubt creeps in like fog, soft at first, then thick, making even the brightest ideas seem fragile, almost impossible to grasp. Every rejection, every smirk, every "you'll never make it" chips away at him, but also steals him. He leans, back staring at the ceiling, a quiet hunger burning inside. Each struggle is a test, each setback a spark, and deep down, Owen knows he cannot stop. Not now, not ever. The climb is brutal, but the view at the top will be worth every scar. The pain. Apartment is silent, except for the soft hum of the refrigerator and distant city sirens. Owen scrolls through his phone, expecting the usual messages, plans, jokes, memories. But then he stops. Her name glows in a conversation he never imagined. Another man. Words, laughter, intimacy that once belonged to him now on a screen, mocking. Every late night, every sacrifice he made. The camera lingers on his face, chest tightening, shallow, rapid breaths, hands trembling against the cold phone. Time stretches. Every heartbeat pounds in the quiet apartment, deafening, accusing. The warmth of love that once fueled him twists into icy, bitter pain. This betrayal is more than heartbreak. It's a blow that knocks the air out of him, but also awakens something fiercer. Anger, disappointment, a hunger to prove he is not defeated. Love, once comfort, becomes fire. He sinks to the edge of the couch, eyes fixed on the ceiling, a quiet promise forming. You will not break me. You will not define me. The dagger of betrayal sharpens into a weapon of motivation, and in that moment, Owen realizes heartbreak might just be the first step toward power. Owen walks alone through the rain-slicked streets, neon signs reflecting in puddles at his feet. The city hums around him, indifferent, alive, and chaotic. His mind still aches from betrayal, every memory of her laughter and deceit burning like fire in his chest. A group of strangers laugh nearby, talking about a tech startup failing under poor leadership and outdated ideas. He stops listening, the words striking him like a lightning bolt. What if he could do better, smarter, faster? The possibilities surge through him, raw and electrifying. Every step becomes purposeful. The heartbreak, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, they all funnel into this single moment of clarity. Rage sharpens his mind, broken trust fuels his ambition. In the glow of neon, Owen sketches ideas on a crumpled receipt, voice barely above a whisper. I will build this. I will rise. The spark of fire ignites within him, and for the first time since the betrayal, hope and hunger coexist, fierce and unstoppable. The road ahead is uncertain, but for Owen, the climb has begun. Owen stands at the threshold of his small apartment, hands shaking as he types his resignation email for the second job he's been clinging to. Every cent mattered, every hour counted, but nothing compares to the fire burning inside him. He hits send. There is no turning back. The nights stretch endlessly. His desk is littered with empty coffee cups and crumpled papers, his laptop screen glowing like a lighthouse in the dark. Cold meals are swallowed absent-mindedly. Exhaustion pulls at his shoulders, but he pushes harder. Every failure, every tiny misstep becomes a lesson. Every lonely hour sharpens his focus, turning isolation into a weapon. Her absence is a constant echo, a reminder of betrayal, but instead of breaking him, it fuels him. The laughter, the warmth, the love that once anchored him, now stokes the fire of determination. Owen channels every ounce of pain, disappointment, and heartbreak into his idea, refining it with obsessive care. By the time the sun rises, he's already 2 steps ahead of yesterday. Sacrifice is no longer a burden, it's the price of destiny. Owen is no longer just surviving, he's building something unstoppable. The morning sun spills through the tall windows of a quiet cafe, catching the dust motes in the air. Owen sits hunched over his laptop, nerves tangled with exhaustion. Today is a meeting he has been chasing for weeks. A small investor, a man whose nod could mean the difference between hope and despair. The investor scans the prototype on Owen's laptop, eyebrows raised, lips curling into a faint smile. Silence stretches. Then a nod. Just one small movement, but it carries weight that hits Owen's chest like thunder. He exhales slowly, disbelief and relief mingling. Back at the cafe, he sips his now cold coffee, watching notifications flood in as the app prototype gains attention online. Articles, shares, comments, small recognition, yet monumental in the quiet of his relentless grind. The world seems to tilt even slightly in his favor. The camera lingers on Owen's face, a smile forming, small but genuine, as sunlight glints off his eyes. For the first time since betrayal, hope feels tangible, almost electric. The fire inside him flares brighter, fueled by proof that sacrifice, pain, and sleepless nights are not wasted. His journey has begun to shift, moment by moment, victory by victory toward something unstoppable. The screen flickers with the glow of Owen's laptop, fingers flying across the keyboard, coding late into the night. His apartment is a battlefield of empty coffee cups, scattered notes, and half-eaten meals, a testament to relentless hours of grind. Every bug he fixes, every line of code refined, feels like a small victory carved from exhaustion. Cut to him, in a cramped meeting room, pitching the app to potential investors. Rejection comes fast and sharp, heads shake, polite smiles mask doubt. But each no fuels him further. Failure is no longer a deterrent, it's a teacher. He scribbles, notes furiously, learning, adapting, recalibrating his vision with every setback. Through the montage, her face flashes in fleeting memories. The smile that once warmed him, the betrayal that shattered him. It haunts him, but now it's a weapon rather than a wound. Rage and heartbreak push him harder, forcing him to innovate, faster, think sharper, and endure longer than ever before. The camera pans over his sleepless nights, the city lights outside his window reflecting in his eyes, wide with determination. Pain and sacrifice have become companions, grinding him into something sharper, faster, stronger. Every step forward is hard-earned, but with each struggle, Owen inches closer to the empire he is destined to build. The fire inside him is no longer just hope. It is unstoppable momentum. Just as Owen begins tasting the first rewards of his relentless grind, the ground shifts beneath him. A major client cancels, citing instability. The deal that promised validation and momentum vanishes. In an instant, his bank account bleeds, red numbers glaring from the screen like warning sirens in the dim apartment light. Friends he counted on vanish overnight, their calls unanswered, their support gone. The laughter and encouragement that once carried him through sleepless nights evaporates, leaving hollow silence. Even the city lights, once alive with promise, now seem cold, mocking the man who dared to rise while others stayed small. Owen stares at his reflection in the rain-speckled window, neon flickering across his tired eyes. Doubt claws at him, whispering, "Maybe you're not enough." But beneath despair, the fire remains. Every setback, every betrayal, every sleepless night has forged strength. Collapse is here, but Owen's story is far from over. In the darkness, he begins to plan the comeback that will define him. Owen sits at his desk long after midnight, the city sprawled below like a silent witness to his struggle. Every failure, every betrayal, every setback from the past weeks presses against him, whispering that maybe it's time to give up. But he doesn't. He rises with the sun, tired eyes sharpening as he dives back into work. Strategy replaces doubt, discipline replaces fear. Each setback becomes a lesson, each mistake a stepping stone. The apartment, once a place of exhaustion and pain, now hums with quiet determination. Papers spread, laptops open, sketches and notes mapping the path forward. The camera pans to him on the rooftop, the skyline glowing in early morning light. He breathes in the city, letting its pulse sync with his own. His jaw is set, eyes focused, unbroken. The fire that betrayal ignited burns brighter now, tempered by experience and sharpened by struggle. Owen is no longer just fighting for a breakthrough. He is mastering himself, readying for the moment that will change everything. The grand hall of the tech conference buzzes with anticipation, screens flashing, lights dancing across the polished floor. Owen steps onto the stage, heart steady, hands confident, eyes locked on the crowd of investors, journalists, and innovators. Every sleepless night, every rejection, every sting of betrayal has led to this moment. He presents the app with precision and passion. Questions come fast, sharp, but he answers each one with calm authority. Investors nod, impressed. Murmurs of excitement ripple through the room. Cameras flash. Social media lights up as news outlets begin calling him a rising mogul, the breakthrough everyone has been waiting for. Through the throng she appears, his past the betrayal that once cut deep. Her eyes widen as she sees him commanding the room, unstoppable, thriving without her. She passes by silently, unable to disrupt the triumph she once jeopardized. Owen doesn't glance back. His focus is forward, on the empire he's building, the vision he refused to abandon. The fire inside him has transformed heartbreak into power, struggle into success, and the man who was broken now stands unshakable, victorious, and unstoppable. The wind whips across the rooftop, tugging at Owen's coat as he stands atop the skyscraper, the city sprawling endlessly below him. Lights twinkle like stars caught in the glass and steel of the metropolis he fought to master. Every street, every office, every late night and sacrifice led him here. The memory of betrayal that once tore through him now feels distant, transformed into a cornerstone of his success. Pain, heartbreak, and loss, once weapons that cut him, were forged into lessons, sharpened into strength, building the empire that now pulses beneath him. He breathes in the cool night air, quiet satisfaction settling over his shoulders. The man who doubted himself, who was nearly crushed by loss and rejection, now commands a kingdom of his own making. His smile is subtle, almost private, but carries a weight of power and resilience. He doesn't need validation from others. His journey, his scars, and his triumph speak louder than words ever could. Owen is stronger, smarter, untouchable, proof that the deepest wounds can shape the sharpest edges. The city is his canvas, and he is both the architect and the victor, unstoppable, unbroken, and finally fully free. The camera slowly pans over the city skyline, lights shimmering like fireflies in the night. Owen's figure, silhouetted against the tallest skyscraper, exudes quiet strength, a man transformed by the trials that once threatened to break him. The wind carries the echoes of his journey, late nights, heartbreak, relentless effort, and the moments when he almost gave up. Deep, calm voice begins, "Pain is not the end, it's the fuel for power." Every betrayal, every setback, every sleepless night is a spark, waiting to ignite something greater within you. Owen's heartbreak didn't destroy him, it built him. His struggles became the foundation of an empire, proof that what breaks you can also shape you. The camera shifts to flashes of his journey. The dim apartment, the neon-lit streets, the sleepless coding nights, the small wins, the rejection, the eventual triumph at the tech conference. Each scene reminds the audience that struggle is universal, but so is the potential to rise. The screen fades to black. Bold text appears, "Subscribe. Your rise begins today." The words linger, a challenge and an invitation, urging the viewer to see their own pain not as a limit, but as the raw material for their future success. Today is not the end, it is the beginning.